Hello students, welcome back to chemistry class. Today we are going to start the new lesson. It is combustion and flame. Student, when we talk about fire, is there any connection with combustion? Yes. When you cook food, when you light a lamp, or when you go to church, you will light the candle. Right? Yes. Everywhere fire is required. From the olden days onwards, fire plays a major role in the religious purpose and all. Right? And if you want to cook food or if you want to burn something, fire is required. Unless we don't have fire, there may not be any machinery work. There may not be, we cannot cook food, etc. Okay? So everywhere fire is required. Okay. So what is the connection between this combustion? How the fire is get connected to the combustion? So what is combustion? If you want to burn a paper, you need to have fire, right? Or when you burn paper, what is the product which you get? When you burn paper, you will get heat and light, right? Yes. When you burn a cotton, you will get heat and light. After that, you will get ash. So whatever substance, if you burn, finally you will get ash. If the substance is fully undergo combustion, you will get ash at the product, right? So fire plays a major role in the case of combustion. So children, what is combustion? So combustion, let me give a definition. Combustion is the process of burning in the presence of oxygen. So burning of substance in the presence of oxygen is called combustion. So look at here. Who is essential for burning? Yes, oxygen is essential for burning. So oxygen helps for burning. Right? Can you say some examples of combustion? Yes. Let's take the simple example what you learned in the lower class. What happens when magnesium undergo combustion? Magnesium undergo combustion means magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen and you will get the product magnesium oxide. The product is magnesium oxide. When you get the magnesium oxide, you will get, along with magnesium oxide, you will get heat and light. That point also you have to add in the definition of combustion. Okay? So the process of burning in the presence of oxygen and produce heat and light. Any substance, whatever substance undergo combustion, oxygen is required, and after combustion you will get heat and light. This is a common factor. This is the product. Always you will get. Along with the product you will get heat and light. So let me say one more. Process of burning in the presence of oxygen and produce heat and light. Okay, this is one example you can say. So what happens if carbon undergo combustion? So carbon plus oxygen will give you carbon dioxide. Along with this reaction you will get heat and light. Okay, along with carbon dioxide you will get heat and light. Here also along with magnesium oxide you will get heat and light. This is the product after combustion. Okay, that point you have to remember. Okay, so till now we have explained without oxygen combustion is not possible. Okay, how will you prove this? How will you prove this? Without oxygen combustion is not possible. If something wants to burn, oxygen is required. So without oxygen combustion is not possible. How will you prove it? Yes, for that just now I'll show you a simple activity. Okay, please listen. listen here. I can show you a simple activity. Look at here. This is a candle. This is a candle. The candle is burning. This is a burning candle. So, after burning, so what I am going to do is, I am just covering it with an inverted jar. I am just covering it with an inverted jar. This is a jar which is made up of glass. Just I am placing it in an inverted position. Why I am using this glass jar, children? Why I am using this glass jar? Because through this glass jar, it will be visible inside what happens. It will be visible. You can do this activity at home. Okay. So when I am covering this glass jar, will the candle burn or will it extinguish? This is my question. Will the candle burns? No. Why it does not burns? Because we have already mentioned oxygen is required. Oxygen is required. Oxygen is required for the combustion. We have already studied. So that we want to prove here. When you cover the candle with a glass jar, with an inverted glass jar, you can observe that. So the moment when you cover it, it will start to flickering. The candle starts to flickering. Why it happens? It does not get oxygen. Candle flickering means that candle require oxygen. Like how we are suffering in ICU. Without oxygen, how the human beings are suffering. Like same way, here candle also started to flickering. So after that, what happens? Yes, it will be extinguishes. It will be extinguishes. Why? Because inside the jar only carbon dioxide is there. There is no supply of oxygen. Okay. So in the open condition, the candle gets burns. In the open condition, the candle gets burns because you can see the atmospheric oxygen, the carbon dioxide which is produced after burning will be mixes with oxygen. Because the oxygen is there for support. Oxygen is there for helps to burn. But when you cover it with oxygen, when you cover it with glass jar, what happens? The oxygen supply is cut off. Only carbon dioxide will be produced and the carbon dioxide will be extinguishes the candle. So children, what you observe finally? Yes, you can conclude that without oxygen, combustion is not possible. Combustion is not possible. Without oxygen, combustion is not possible. Okay, this activity will tell you that without oxygen, combustion is not possible. And only in the presence of oxygen, the combustion will taking place. After combustion, what is produced? Heat and light is produced. Okay, students, does all the substance undergo combustion? Let's classify based on the combustion. Let's classify the substance into two. The one which is combustible substances. So what are combustible substances? So the substance which undergo combustion is known as combustible substances. Okay, the substances which undergoes combustion is called combustible substances. Is called combustible substance. Yes. What are the examples? Yes, the common examples you can see when you look around. The fuels like petrol, diesel, cotton, kerosene, etc. Right? These all are the examples of combustion. So it will catch fire in the presence of oxygen and it will get burned. So after that it will produce heat and light. So most of the fuels and the cotton, the wood, etc. undergo combustion and it will produce heat and light. This is the best example of a combustible substances. So what are combustible substances? The substances which undergoes combustion is called combustible substances. We can classify the materials into combustible, and the next classification, it is non-combustible substances. The second classification, it is non-combustible substances. What are non-combustible substances? The non-combustible substances are the substances which do not undergo combustion is called non-combustible substances. Non-combustible substances. Can you say the examples of non-combustible substances? Yes. Does water, will it burn? No. You can say water is the best example of a non-combustible substances. And plastics, will it burn completely? No. It will just melt. It never burns. So plastic also can be taken as the example of a non-combustible substance which does not undergo combustion and it does not produce heat and light. Students, one point you have to remember, if the substance is combustible, definitely it will produce ash. So after combustion it will produce ash. And non-combustible substances, when we talk about like plastics and all, will it burn completely? No. A sticky substance will be left over after combustion, which indicates that it does not undergo combustion. But in the case of cotton, so after combustion you will get ash, or when you burn a piece of paper, after that you will get a ash. So the combustion is complete. So when you burn a magnesium ribbon, after that you will get a white color ash, which means that it undergo fully combustion. Okay, and this class we will find up with this many points and we will continue with the next topic in the next class. Okay, thank you.